Hey guys, welcome back to the next part of SEDUCE Me to the Demon War. So we're gonna start part 1 of, I believe, James? Is it James?
First of all, you do know this is Damien's route,
yeah,
right?
he used to be Filler Boy, but I'll call him Damien now.
The demon that wanted to be a human? The,
Bastard son.
Well, now
We'll
you
go
do.
over the details.
It's not too late to go back to the main menu, but... well, Damien's
Youngest
story
brother,
is
considered
kind
a
of
bastard,
sad.
because he was son of
He's
Demon
the
Lord
youngest brother
and a harem
and
girl.
considered a bastard
Still,
because
brothers
he
feeling
was
like
born
equal,
son
rest
of
of the
the
world's born
demon
into
lord with
existence.
his mother in chains,
Mother in
and
chains,
the demon lord
Demon
not
Lord
caring
dick.
about him. Damien had to fend for himself. He didn't even get the chance to learn how to read. When he finally started to stand up for himself, his mother broke free of her chains and tried to kill him out of shame. He wound up connecting with your grandfather in the human world, and with your grandfather still. Damien's a sweet guy. He had the ability to read minds and make shadow clones of his body in order to scare enemies and fight, like how he fought Malix. Why do I say had? Well, eventually you helped him grant his wish. Diana, not wanting to bring home, however, when she offered to have sex with him to take his magic and energy instead, he couldn't say anything because he loved you and you were there in the room with him. Diana knew he wouldn't say yes with you around, so she left and came back to ask you personally as he slept. She agreed to turn Damien human if you allowed her to take your energy and magic through a kiss, as well as his through sex. She swore not to do anything he didn't want to do, promising to ask him first before doing the deed and to erase his memories of the act. But you said yes, and she took him away for a small moment, returning him to you completely human.
So he can't read
He no
minds.
longer could read minds or use magic, and his wish was fulfilled. But what you didn't know was that still, Damien was thankful that you allowed her to turn him human and even made that kind of sacrifice. His love for you blossomed beyond them. Damien has been trying to learn how to read and wants to travel the world eventually. However, that's Damien. Great.
Okay,
anyway,
let's do it.
I have... Nope, don't worry.
You forgot.
I told him I had no regrets. I told Damien that I did not regret for 1 second that I made a deal with Diana to make him human. I stood steadfast and I knew what I was doing. But I still didn't like the choice I had made. Something in my gut didn't feel right about what I did to Damien. Yes, I knew that Diana wouldn't have raped him, but what if she had? What if I gave her permission to do so and I didn't know it? What if he didn't want to go through with it and Diana really did sleep with him? I was mortified at the choice, but I just wanted to make him happy. Every time he said my name, and it made me feel so happy. Every time he held me or kissed me for a moment, I was carved into my memory forever to cherish. I loved him, and I wanted him to be truly happy. Damien reassured me that Diana didn't do anything to him, but I could not help but imagine and even dream of it.
So, bastard son, do you truly wish to become human? You know very well that I am capable of making that happen.
I will not betray her trust.
What she doesn't know won't hurt her. Besides,
So Diana, does she want Damien? Are we in a conflict over him?
Stop it!
I couldn't stop illusions of what Diana and Damien could have done from appearing in my dreams, like a scene doomed to repeat over and over. Diana, shrouded in shadow, would lean over Damien, show herself as the evil woman she truly was. Damien, however, would struggle, fight to get away from her. I didn't want to see this, but I was forced to watch the scene play out.
Stop it. What makes you think you're in a position to say no to me?
I won't do it, Diana. You can't make me do this.
Oh, can't I? Your precious little human isn't here to save you.
I tried to scream, to protest and prove Diana wrong, but I knew I wasn't there. I was merely a bystander to be a dream I could not stop. I was forced to witness Diana chaining Damien back up to a black bed and touching him in the most sensual but unwanted ways possible. Her nails and tongue running along his skin made both him and me flinch and whimper in disgust.
Stop it!
What? Are you not enjoying yourself? You're an incubus. And
Maybe she
even
does
more
want him, I don't know.
A man.
I don't remember Diana ever caring about them.
Enjoy this treat in exchange for your precious humanity.
This is wrong. This was sick and beyond wrong. I felt like I was the outside, small bubble Damien and Diana were, and I was beating against the wall, trying to get in and stop her. Damien thrashed about, fighting back against the chains that held him down, trying to break free. I prayed that he would. I screamed in a hope that he would be released from this. However, Diana glared and snapped her fingers, forcing him to gasp and his eyes to grow gold. He began to quake, as if he was dying and starved like an animal, and glared angry daggers at Diana, who only laughed. What sent deadly shivers down my spine was Diana looking over at me as if she knew I was watching.
Remember, dear, you made this decision.
Diana chuckled before leaning close to Damien's face, licking over his mouth and straddling his face.
She was a cute little diversion. But now it's time to have some real fun.
As Damien began to scream, I suddenly awoke from my nightmare, mentally unable to take it being trapped inside of it anymore.
Huh?
Whoa! Beside me, I heard and felt Damien rise out of bed in response to me waking. I looked over at him, seeing him quickly rub his eyes and look at me with worry. Why isn't it Sam's right I don't wake up in bed with him? Come on, guys.
Hey, what's wrong?
I knew he couldn't read my mind anymore, so he wouldn't have known what I had seen. I still couldn't help but need to embrace him from the dream I had. Grabbing Damien's arm gently, I began to whimper.
Huh? Hey, come here.
I was really upset about this dream, but I don't know why I kept dreaming it.
Everything's okay. It was just a nightmare. I'm right here.
His voice helped me slowly start to relax, knowing that what he said was true. It was a nightmare, not real. I couldn't shake all the sadness in my mind, but I calmed down enough to not let it control me anymore. I had to remember I'm a little bit crazy. I looked up at Damien and rubbed my eyes as he loosened his embrace around me. I just can't stop thinking about the deal I made with Diana.
I told you before that it was fine. Honestly, it's nothing to worry about.
Damien gently kissed my forehead before pressing his to mine, nuzzling me softly. He stared deep in my eyes with a loving smile, one that made my heart ooze in happiness despite my worry.
I cannot be any happier than I am now. I'm marrying the woman of my dreams as a human, an actual human. I owe everything to you.
Aww. I was really happy about it. Damien smiled before kissing my head and patting the bed beside me.
Come on, let's go back to sleep. I'll be right here if another nightmare appears.
Can I just date all of them? If a nightmare came back, Damien would be in my arms, reminding me it was all fake and just my imagination. Everything will be alright, as I always think it will be. The night quickly passed by and the morning sun peeked through my window drapes and landed perfectly over my eyes, like waking me up. I stretched and yawned, not wanting to get up yet. However, the emptiness of the bed next to me made me open my eyes wide, finding no Damien beside me. I sat up and looked around the room, but he was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, good morning.
I looked over at the door to see Damien holding a tray of breakfast with 2 plates of his delicious food. In the vase beside my breakfast plate were 2 beautifully bloomed white roses, which made a soft smile grow on my face. Morning, is that for us?
Yeah. I figured why not have breakfast in bed?
How perfect. He smiled and sat beside me, placing the tray over both of our laps. The smell was practically intoxicating in the best ways possible. Before we began to eat, however, he picked up the TV remote from the nightstand beside him.
James's big toy reveal is today. Do you mind if we watch?
Oh boy, am I happy of that. So James had become the CEO of the toy company, apparently. Apparently, he was raising higher and higher up the top business rankings and soon become one of the top 500 businesses internationally. So when I do James's route, I will have been right. If I go with him, then I hit the jackpot. Not that I'm not already loaded, but you know, power hungry and all. I was proud of James, but I was more happy to see that Damien seemed to be his #1 fan. He was always giddy whenever he talked about all of his brother's accomplishments. It was adorable. Damien grinned before turning on the TV and changed the channel to the local news station. It was one of the best news stations out there, and I was not being biased. Anyone who claimed to love Chicago knew it.
Alright, so here we have an interesting story to tell. The Anderson Toys Company, an internationally famous toy business, has just recently announced a new line of toys in development. According to the CEO, the line is said to focus on fantasy. Let's take a look at the public announcement.
Is he going to make like a line of demon action figures?
I am more than happy to show off our new line, Fantasy Kingdom, for you all this morning. These toys will not only provide friendship and fun for children around the world, but will help inspire imaginations and let creative minds grow.
I couldn't help but squeal at what I saw on the TV. All I knew in a row were adorable cartoon-like stuffed fantasy dolls glimmering in the broadcasting lights of the TV station. There were knights, royalty, and creatures of all kinds, some not even truly fantasy. Damien, however, laughed quietly at the sight. They're all really cute.
They are! Only a couple of them are real, though.
Really? My jaw dropped. Some of the creatures that were represented were actually real. I knew demons and devils existed, but there were more than them? Imagine that. Damien nodded and pointed to the TV.
Vampires are real, but they don't look like that. They look like humans.
Apparently everything looks like humans. I cannot believe it. There is no way vampires existed. Damien, however, nodded with a reassuring grin.
I promise it's true. Werewolves used to exist too, though they were killed off by the vampires long ago. Let's see.
I looked at the TV and saw the vampire doll and the werewolf plush sitting next to each other, simply being cute and stereotypical what most people imagine them to look like. Damien then pointed to the screen again.
There, the angel toy? Angels are real too, only they don't look like that.
I looked over to see a beautiful gold-haired doll of an angel. They really didn't look like that. I tilted my head at Damien. No, they're brunette.
Well, they look,
Damien rubbed his shin, unsure of how to reply. I could tell he was being serious and wasn't lying about them looking different, but they seemed to be hard to describe. Damien then shook his head.
They look like old statues. It's really hard to say without drawing it out or something.
Do they look like weeping angels? I wasn't really in the mood to get up and grab paper and a pencil, so I shrugged and let it go for a moment. Damien and I looked back to the TV, seeing the entire line pass by the camera, showing what toys were available. I'm surprised they didn't make a demon toy, like a cat girl or something.
I don't think many people would understand it. Now, it would be cool to have a demon doll.
Yes, you're right. They are for kids after all. I looked at Damien as he became absorbed in the line of toys. I couldn't help but smile at how intrigued he was. It made me curious. Did you ever have toys? Damien looked at me in surprise before shaking his head with a slight grimace.
No, I didn't. Matthew made some for me sometimes, but they were always taken away.
Oh.
However, when we came to the human world, I actually got one. It was a stuffed kitten. I didn't do anything, but it was fluffy and cute.
Damien rubbed the back of his head in embarrassment.
Must be dumb, huh? A grown man with a cute toy like that?
Because grown men are supposed to have action figures, right? Having cute toys isn't a bad thing at all. Cute is cute. I agree with that.
You are so adorable, you know that?
I know. I blushed and looked down at the breakfast tray in front of me. I was that cute. That made Damien laugh and kiss my cheek, forcing a gas to come out of me. I looked at Damien as he smiled a playful grin at me.
It's true.
Apparently I'm a lot more squeamish in this one than I was with Matthew. We both turned back to the TV and listened as James explained each toy in detail. I looked over to Damien to see him practically enthralled with the sight of his brother presenting his line. I gently nudged him, making him look back to me. Geez, you're making me jealous. It's like James is enthralling you through a TV to buy his toys. I, of course, was joking. Damien was very happy for his brothers, especially James. With a raised eyebrow, Damien gently removed the tray from her laps, placing it on his nightstand before crawling over my body and made me lay back.
And what if I was enthralled by you?
Coming on to me very strongly. How is he this good? He was human now. Humans suck at this kind of thing. Oh man. Okay. Again, if you'd like to skip these inappropriate parts, just click whatever annotation I'm going to put up here on the screen. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll through this. If you'd like to read it, go ahead and pause and read it. Otherwise, I'll give you the summarization. Something about kissing. Something about bellies. A noise.
Maybe we should eat a bit before we continue this, huh?
Oh yeah, okay. Alright, no, just kidding. It was all innocent. We ate the delicious breakfast Damien made while watching the rest of the news. It was a nice segment, and Matthew even appeared to help during James's presentation. Soon we were flipping channels and watching random shows. The day passed by lazily. We barely left the bedroom because we just didn't want to do anything. Now that is a good relationship right there. It was rather relaxing, surprisingly. I knew we had to work on the wedding arrangements eventually, but today was not the day for that. We needed a day to ourselves to remind each other that we were going to be together for a long time. It wasn't long before we found ourselves cuddling into each other's arms, taking a mid-afternoon nap. It was a sweet and peaceful drowsiness that lured both of us to close our eyes together. The darkness of my mind invited me to stay a while, and I gladly accepted its invitation. It felt nice, and I was enjoying the rest it gave my body. However, I soon saw that I was not alone in the dark. Damien slowly appeared before me and took my hand, kissing it gently. I felt myself shudder, but it wasn't his nude form and his kiss that surprised me. Apparently, I'm not surprised by naked men. It was his eyes. My mind recognized those eyes, shivers shooting up my body from the sight, instead of the loving and soft blue and purple as eyes usually were. They were deep gold. They bore into my soul as Damien continued to keep his lips on my hand. He said, you okay there? Did you put in contacts? That wasn't an answer. I recognized the feeling. He was enthralling me. Why was he doing this in my dream? Why was this happening? I had to make him let go. I had to. Get off of me. I was finally able to pull my hand away and I held it to my chest. Damien stared in shock before something dark covered my eyes.
Look out!
What? From out of nowhere, Diana's voice rang through the air, followed by the sounds of an intense battle. I looked around the darkness, unsure what was going on, but something did not feel right. As I stood lost in the dark, I felt a heavy weight upon my back, forcing me down. It was as if a large boulder was pressing down on me, wanting to crush me beneath its weight. I fought against it, forgetting my teeth as I struggled. A large grunt echoed over me, forcing me to look up and see Diana pushing at the boulder to get it off of me. I couldn't believe what I was saying. Why would Diana ever help me? How would I survive a boulder? Do I not see any of this? Why aren't you wearing clothes? Quickly, we both forced it off my body, and soon I found myself looking into the great hall of the Incubi's old castle in the Abyssal Plains. The interior was as regal as I remembered, but behind me was a broken down entrance where I assumed the boulder had originated from. However, Diana and I were not alone.
Is she alright?
Oh, is that your dad?
About her, you mistake.
Dude, it's your dad. I stared as the Demon Lord and Damien stood off squared with each other. In the Demon Lord's hand was a large chain covered with dried blood, and my stomach turned at the sight.
She will never leave this world alive as long as I live.
I looked at Damien, then back at the Demon Lord. What was going on? Why was Diana here? Why was I here? As the Demon Lord whipped his chain at Damien, Diana shot out a blast of purple energy, forcing it to ricochet away. Diana stepped in front of me and Damien, glaring hard at the Demon Lord and preparing another spell in her hands.
Go with her. I'll deal with this once and for all.
If I'm going to fall here,
Diana.
all of you will fall with me!
The Demon Lord, with a crazed grin, pointed his hand towards the ceiling and let out an angry howl, causing tremors and quakes to run through the room. Diana shot her hands upward and formed a purple barrier around our bodies, but she winced with each stone that fell and standing to the barrier.
I can't hold it!
This castle will be your grave!
My instinct was to reach out and hold on to Damien, but before I could move, he grabbed my face and kissed me roughly. I stared at him, wondering what he was doing, but I kissed him back and dug my fingers into his shoulders. But very good timing to do things. As Damien pulled away, I saw tears begin to form in his eyes. I stared as he gently pulled away from me and ran outside Diana's bear as the Demon Lord, picking him up fallen sword from the ground. What are you doing, Damien? Don't be a hero, Damien.
Keep her safe.
What? Are you insane?
Don't be a hero.
You're powerless against him.
You're
You're
faster
human.
than me as a demon. I won't be able to get out of here fast enough for us both to survive.
What? I wasn't sure what was happening, but I didn't like what I was seeing. Why was Damien telling Diana to keep me safe? I watched as Damien looked at Diana with an affirmative glare and nod. Before I could question it, Diana ducked down and threw me over her shoulder. How she managed to be strong enough to perform such a feat was beyond me, but I was too thrown off to care.
You will not be forgotten.
Just
What?
go.
What is happening? No, you need to come.
I love you.
Don't say that. I watched as the tears ran down Damien's cheeks as he reached back for me, but he remained where he stood. As Diana ran with me over her shoulder, the ceiling began to crumble within the hall, stone and glass falling all around the Demon Lord and Damien. The world around me began to go into slow motion as I kept reaching out to Damien, struggling in Diana's arms as she ran. Why was this happening? I could only watch as the Demon Lord approached Damien and quickly wrapped a chain around his neck, pulling him to the air and hanging him with it like an executioner's noose. Damien tried to place his feet on the Demon Lord while his fingers clawed at the chains, trying to find some purchase. As he managed to get his feet around the Demon Lord's neck, a large avalanche of stone and glass fell over their bodies, hiding them from sight. I couldn't be sure, but I looked as if they had been crushed. The world around me broke apart as I began to scream in agony while I was forced to witness. It couldn't have been real. I didn't want it to be real. I let the darkness of my dream envelop me as I mentally repeated over and over this was not real. Once again, I was floating in darkness, curled into overwhelming sadness. What was happening? As I felt my body begin to fall, I let go of my arms and tried to reach for something to stop my rapid descent. Faster and faster, I felt my body tumble and fall through the dark into an unknown oblivion. I tried to grasp at anything to catch me, to stop me. I eventually woke up, holding onto Damien as I refocused my vision. I was back in my room. I had landed and woken before I felt the impact. Perhaps the impact woke me up. My grip on his shirt woke Damien from his sleep, gasping and looking at me.
What happened? What's wrong?
Jesus, man, you can't... What's with these dreams?
Another nightmare?
Oh, you don't know the half of it, dude. You just... Damien held me close for such a long time, understanding my need to simply feel him. He didn't pull away, nor did he speak. He simply held me and gently nuzzled me to help me fully come down from my fear. I really appreciate that, because are you guys ever, like, crying and there's someone there and they just keep going, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And you're just like, "Look, man, one, I'm crying, I can't breathe, if I talk more, I'm just gonna keep crying. I need you to just..." I felt his hand gently pat my hair, aiding my shift from sadness to a relaxing calm. Everything was fine. Everything was okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep getting nightmares. I think I'm crazy.
You can't control your dreams.
But my dreams control me. He told me that when we first met. Damien gently pulled away and smiled at me, kissing my cheek.
I did, didn't I? You remember that?
I nodded. I never wanted to forget how we had met. He and his brothers came to the human world and arrived in my house, where I got to be with them and learn about them. At the same time, I was able to become close to Damien and fall in love with him. Yes, there were some bumps along the way, but we were able to get through them. We were even able to give Damien something he desperately wanted, to be human. Damien gently caressed my cheek and invited me to nuzzle into his palm, and he smiled down at me as he laid his forehead against mine.
No matter what comes our way, I promise to protect you and love you for the rest of my life.
That will require you to stay alive. Damien shook his head as I believed him. His simple smile was enough for me to understand that he was telling the absolute truth. He wouldn't leave me and I would never leave him. I nuzzled my nose to his, looking up into his beautiful eyes. "You don't regret not being a demon anymore, with like the cool powers?" And he shook his head again. I knew he was beyond happy to be human, but the nightmares made me worry over and over that without relenting. I knew I was worrying over nothing, but more than anything else, I wanted Damien to be happy. I couldn't help but worry. I slowly tilted my head up and captured his lips with mine, kissing him ever so softly. He returned my kiss, his arms tightening around my body. My worries began to slowly melt and drift away as he held me. I could feel my body slowly draw closer to Damien's, craving more of his touch. And they started doing things. Fan service things.
Are you sure you want to do this? I don't think I'll be able to stop myself if we...
Fan service things. 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 These last almost as long as actual plot.
I am yours. Forever.
And they fell asleep. Soon, days went by, passing forward in almost hyperdrive until a couple of days before the wedding, Damien and I worked hard after our rest day to make everything perfect. We were positive that nothing could go wrong. The boys picked him up, leaving me alone to get into my wedding dress and waited for my limo to drive me to the wedding hall. I was nervous and needed to prep everything on my own without interruption. I got into my dress, finished getting ready, and wound up staring at myself in the mirror in awe. I was in my dream wedding gown, looking as I always imagined I'd look when we get married. The thing that made it special was that I was marrying... I stopped myself. Demon wasn't a demon. He was human.
Aren't you so proud of yourself?
Oh, shit. Okay, guys. I'm gonna stop it here. I guess I have a conflict with Diana in this one. But we will see more of what happens. If you like this, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to see more of this content, go ahead and subscribe if you like. And if you have any suggestions for games, down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.